So, good evening, everybody. Okay, guys, married people in the house, give me a chair if you're married. Wow. So, I am in the same bracket. I'm Amit Tandon, produced by mother, directed by wife. That's how I normally introduce myself. And I have 2 kids and 1 wife. It's like the Chetan Bhagat novel, 3 Mistakes of My Life. And, you know, my kids are like 8 and 10, and I figured out in India, people have kids purely in peer pressure. कि शर्मा जी के हैं तो 1-2 हमारे भी होने चाहिए. And the thing is, earlier the kids used to be cute. Today they are not cute anymore. You know, earlier the kids used to be cute and innocent. Today they are just cute. They are not innocent anymore. You know, the way my daughter talks to me, I tell her, "Beta, Papa क्यों कहते हो? रामू काका ही बोल दिया करो." You know, she'll give me a "I love you, Dad" card every time she needs a new toy. तो अब ना घर जाते हुए डर लगता है कि घर जाऊं कोई बच्चा पानी ना पूछ ले, कोई प्यार से ही ना बात कर ले. And then there's this amazing new concept of Father's Day, where you get an expensive gift bought with your own money, and then they look back at you कि return gift कहाँ है? When talking about kids, let me tell you, when we were kids, we were given some formal education to tell lies. In case you don't realize, I'll give you examples. Like till 4th standard, the only excuse that I knew was stomachache. It was only when we started writing leave applications, I realized we could kill relatives also. And, you know, then the real big challenge came in. The teacher came in and said, "Write 100 words about your father." And I hated my South Indian friend who used 50 words just in the name of his father. And my problem is I belong to a Punjabi family. My father is like any normal Punjabi father, he's dysfunctional. You know, and what happens is that, you know, in Punjabi family, there's not too much of communication happening between a father and a son. Like 80% of my communication with my father was in 4 sentences. पेपर कब है तेरे? पेपर हो गए? पेपर मिल गए? जा 2 सोडे ले आ. So I started writing my essay. Honestly, I wrote, "I love my father because he gives me my pocket money. He loves me a lot, especially when he's drunk. My father is very strong. He has beaten all our relatives." And then the teacher came to me and said, "Beta, this is not how you write the essay." And she gave me that JPH guide. You guys remember JPH guides, which had all the essays and stuff? And I read the essay about father. And I was like, shit. My father doesn't meet the job description of a father. If there was ever a job opening of a father, his resume won't even get shortlisted. But that's what they make you do, right? They make you tell lies. You remember Diwali essay? हर साल मिठाइयाँ और नए कपड़े मिलते हैं, घंटा कभी नहीं मिले. सबसे पुराना पजामा पहनाते थे, जल जाए तो नुकसान नहीं, स्किन तो फिर आ जाएगी. So, women, give me a cheer if you think women are more intelligent than men. Wow, I like the energy. I get this from my wife also all the time, so I completely agree with this. I'll tell you what, Indian men are stupid. But they're not born stupid, they're brought up stupid. Because there's not too much of expectation from a guy in an Indian family. एक लड़के से इंडियन फैमिली में सिर्फ एक एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि वो पैदा हो जाए. Whereas a girl is brought up with this constant threat and fear कि पता नहीं कैसा लड़का मिले, कहाँ शादी हो. एजुकेशन पूरी रख, एम्प्लॉयबल होनी चाहिए, पता नहीं कैसा लड़का मिले, कहाँ शादी हो. कुकिंग आनी चाहिए, स्टिचिंग आनी चाहिए, पता नहीं कैसा लड़का मिले, कहाँ शादी हो. सेक्स और रोमांस के बारे में ज़्यादा मत सोचा कर, पता नहीं कैसा लड़का मिले, कहाँ शादी हो. So are you guys warmed up to welcome your first act of the evening? She's a very funny lady, all the way from London. Can we start with, on a scale of 10, can we start with a round of applause at 3? Take it up to 5, 7, 10. Please welcome Sindhu Vee.
Good evening. Haji. So, Epicenter, good evening. You've already clapped once, not for me, but for that gentleman over there. But I would be very happy if you could give me a round of applause before I even start. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. What a very obedient audience. And the reason I've asked is because I've been a smoker my whole life. And I decided earlier this year that I have to stop. I went abroad, and that's where I really was able to smoke very freely and very openly, and it was fantastic. But for me, I realized that the smoking thing was not for my parents about kark rog. It was about kuarapan rog. The fear was कि इसकी शादी नहीं होगी. मतलब cigarette पिएगी तो शादी कैसे होगी? And in my life, my शादी was a very big goal for my mother, huge goal for her, and she felt that she faced some very big obstacles. For one thing, from the time I was born, and I could understand language. Not that I could understand language when I was born, but I was born and then some years later I could understand language. I used to hear that Sindhu's complexion is wheatish. Dark? No, wheatish. Now, my mother is from UP, and she is doodh jitni safed, and very proud of it. So to call me dark was to invite her to commit suicide, basically. I remember once my Mausi said, "Hi, ye Sindhu to kuch kali reh gayi." My mother didn't come out of her bedroom for 4 days. And we didn't meet the Mausi for a decade. So dark is not a good thing. And she basically hated dark. What's more interesting is I get my complexion from my father. He's a Tamilian. He is a very dark Tamilian. He is the kind of Tamilian that Sri Lanka ke Tamils, when they see him, they say, "Papa, yenna karpa. Papa, yenna karpa." That's who he is. So he's very dark. My mother hates dark. You do the math on the marriage. Right? People always say, what are the dark secrets that make someone a stand-up comedian? Well, yes. Anyway, that's another story, not for comedy, for sure. Anyway, so one thing was my wheatish complexion. The other thing was my height. Mummy used to regularly phone people and say, हाँ, Sindhu to 5'8" hai. आप रिश्ता भेज दीजिए. और से मम्मी मैं तो 5'10" हूँ. चुप रहो, कोई लड़की 5'10" नहीं होती. ऐसे लेकिन आपने तो कल ही नापा है. From the time I was 5'7", my mother used to nap me every 2 months. आपने कल ही तो नापा है. अरे तो ब्रॉडकास्ट करने की क्या जरूरत है, लड़के वाले डर के भाग जाएंगे. अरे तो जब कल आएंगे तो खुद ही देख लेंगे. नहीं, तुम ना सोफे पे जाके बैठ जाना और तुम उठना ही मत. लेकिन बैठ ही रहना. The other thing was my चश्मा. ये तुमने चश्मे क्यों पहन रखे हैं, लड़के वाले आने वाले, उतारो. But I can't see without them. अरे तुम्हें क्या देखना है, लड़का तुम्हें देखने आ रहा है. But नहीं, तुम ना सोफे पे बैठी रहना, कुछ मत कहना, और कोई तुमसे कोई बात करे कहना, हाँ जी, I am a very homely girl. हाँ जी, I am a very homely girl. And I put my foot down. I said, मम्मी मैं नहीं बोलूँगी homely, it means ugly. She said, नहीं, इंडिया में homely का मतलब girl who makes a nice home. कहना I am very homely. मैं नहीं बोलूँगी homely. ठीक है, झाड़ो अपनी अंग्रेजी. यही हाल रहा ना तो 50 साल की बांझ कुआरी ढोंडा बन के रह जाओगी. मार्केट जाओगी, लोग हंसेंगे. It was a very small step from my mother, from me keeping my chashma on to becoming a 50-year-old barren, unmarried, what is ढोंडा? Freaky giant. And before you think that I didn't repay my mother, I did. I got married. I married someone taller than me. My real height, 5'10", not 5'8". And he's very, very, very fair. So her grandchildren, rather than looking like Madrasis, look very fair and lovely. And she's very happy. And now I'm a stand-up comedian. And my mother is also motivated me in her own way. A couple of months ago, I was very nervous about getting on stage, and I thought I couldn't do it. And I called her, and I said, Ma, I don't know about Mojo. Ye Jojo kaun hai? I said, nahi, Mojo. Acha bhai, Mojo kaun hai? Nahi, mummy, it's not that. It's like your juice, your funniness, your... Arey, shut up. Jab se you are 2 years old, you are like a joker. इसलिए तो हम लोग manage कर गए. You are over tall, you are over dark, and beta, frankly, तुम इतनी smart भी नहीं हो. लेकिन तुम लोगों को हंसा सकती थी, तो जाओ हंसाओ. ओपरा को देखा है? सेम कलर एज यू, सेम फैट लिप्स. वो तो लेके बिलियनर बनी है, तुम क्या कर रही हो? I said, मम्मी बट ओपरा तो कमेडियन. शट अप, ओपरा कमेडियन है. ये मत मुझे समझाओ ओपरा क्या नहीं है. मैं तुम्हें बताती हूँ वो क्या है. Someone who's making her mother proud. और तुम? I said, well, ये नहीं, तुम मुझे ये बताओ. Why have you phoned to say you are not going to do something I want you to do? क्योंकि तुम चाहती हो मैं मर जाऊं. This was standard when I was growing up. Standard. Do something with your life, child. Otherwise, you will be 50-year-old lump of lard housewife, amounting to nothing, and I won't even be there to help you. What do you mean you won't be there to help me? That's in 5 years. आप 5 साल में fully packing. हाय भगवान, मैं भूल गई, तुम बहुत बढ़िया हो. हाय. तुम तो very soon natural causes से मरने वाली हो. और बिल्कुल ही zero. मुझे सुन के बड़ा emotional लग रहा है. मैंने, you know what, mummy, I will go back on stage. I'll do it. Bye. Here I am. Thank you very much. It's been a lovely audience.
I think everyone should respect women. I think it's important. I think it's so important that I think every woman's Facebook profile should just have like a respect button. Just make it easy. Be like Neha, add as friend, respect. You go to a profile later, Neha, 600 people respect this woman. 12 friends.